Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers out there pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children that they're keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. Okay, I just want to go into his lesson. Really, I had another topic in mind, but then when I came across Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5, I read it in the GNT, and it is amazing, actually. Like, it's very, very, very amazing the way it's worded. And so it kind of changed my mindset. It made me think about starting in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2. And Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 goes into, well, like it say the title, wicked thinking. But in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5, in the GNT is worded the regrets of the wicked. So I'm going to read chapter 2, a little bit of chapter 2, and then I'm going to jump to chapter 5, and we're just going to go into it. But it's going into how the mindset of the wicked, which is Esau Edom, the so-called white man, his race. This is how they think, how they feel, starting with the top elite, all the way down to the average Edomite that you see, all the way down to the very lowest Edomite. They all think like this because they have a perpetual hatred towards our nation. And if each and every one of them had the opportunity to, they would all treat us the same, But we know the elite, they're on a whole nother level with their wickedness. So I'm going to go into it. Lord will is edifying. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2, starting at verse 1. It says, wicked people are wrong when they say to themselves, our life is short and full of sorrow. And when it ends, there is no escape. No one has ever been known to come back from the world of the dead. We were born by chance, and after life is over, we will be as if we had never been born at all. Our breath is no more than a puff of smoke. Our mind is nothing more than a spark thrown by the beating of our heart. When that spark dies, our body will crumble into ashes, and our breath will become part of the empty air. I'm going to jump down to verse 6. It says, the wicked say, come on, let us enjoy the good things of life and live in this world the way we did when we were young and free of care. Let us drink the most expensive wines and use the finest perfumes. Let's not miss a single flower in the springtime. Before the roses wither, let's pick them and wear them in our hair. Let's all join in and leave signs everywhere of our carefree reverie. Life owes us that much. So this is the mindset of the wicked, just going and enjoying the finest things of life at the expenses of others, well-being, care. Just think about, because something that I can't remember exactly. I think it was the brother Yashima in our camp. I can't remember exactly who it was, but I think it was him that said this. Then again, I can't remember. It might have been one of the brothers in the GMS Mississippi camp, but they were going into the abundance of America. How these Americans, these people, they don't. I think it was at camp. They don't care about, like, if you hear something happen over in Afghanistan, 100 people got killed or something like that. People don't care. Like even the things that they use, the clothes that they wear, the devices, the phones, the appliances, technology, so on and so forth, the different things that we have over here. Well, someone had to go get the materials. Someone had to work to get the materials. People probably people of the other nations, in other countries have lost their lives to manufacture the luxuries that the American people over here use, take for granted, so on and so forth. And this is the mindset of the wicked. And now this is what verse 10 say. We'll oppress the poor. The poor is going to the nation of Israel. We'll oppress the poor, even if they are righteous. We'll show them no respect for widows or old people. We'll call ourselves right if we are strong enough to get what we want. No one ever got anywhere by being weak. This is the mindset of Esau Edom. These Edomites. They said they're gonna oppress the poor, even if they are righteous. Now, let's look all back through the pictures of slavery, and the time of the civil rights movement when our people just wanted to be treated like normal people, you know. And look at all the evil that Esau Edom has done, and his people, his generations, his forefathers. Because people will say, well, it wasn't these, it wasn't the white people now, it was their ancestors, or it was their forefathers. Well, they are descendants of them. Just like we the descendants of those that was traumatized. They are descendants of the ones that caused the trauma. And trauma passed down through generations. Trauma literally passes down from generation to generation. And not only that, the spirit that was in their ancestors is in them. They just have more control over our people. So, and then our people are turned against each other. But they still had that same hatred. And they still have this same mindset. And it's going to manifest. It's manifesting more and more in the times we're living in. But just wait till everything starts to deplete. Where foods start becoming scarce. Water, job security in general. Safety, medicine, so on and so forth. The luxuries, when the luxuries start getting taken away, the real mindset of these Edomites is really going to be showcased. It says, righteous people are nothing but a nuisance. So let's look for chances to get rid of them. This is how, I'm reading the next one. They are against what we do. They accuse us of breaking the law of Moses and violating the traditions of our ancestors. This is what they do. This is how they think. Especially started with the elite. It said, let's look for chances to get rid of them. This is how they do. Even down to your local Edomites. When Jake is in the midst, if you apply for a job or you work at a job, these Edomites don't want you around. They don't want you around. And if a position come available for someone to move up, you are not going to be top of the list. And if they have any occasion to get rid of you, they're going to make your job hell, or they're going to try to paint or create a situation to make it seem as though to frame you to get rid of you, or try to cause a reaction out of you so they can get rid of you. That's on a low level. But on a higher level, Esau Edom, he gave us the worst of the schools, the worst of the areas. He terrorizes and oppresses our people constantly. And he understands the more he keep us in that low vibration, poor estate, and away from our power, he can control us. He can better get rid of us. That's why so much crime and evil going on amongst the Israelite communities now, what they call black on black crime. But Esau Edom is the one who created that. He created what we see now in today. The modern day black woman, the modern day black man. He created that with all these conditions. And like he said, let's look for chances to get rid of them. They did this. Verse 13. They claim, but this is the elect he's talking about now. They claim to know God, and they call themselves the Lord's children. We can't stand the sight of people like that. What they are contradicts our whole way of thinking. They are not like other people. They have strange ways. They are not like other people. They are not like us. What's I finna say? It said we are strange people, but we have strange ways. But we have ways of Yahweh where Yahweh Shah. And the other people is going into is the other nations. Because we are the righteous. And it's really for the whole nation, but as of right now, it's for the elect. It says they think that our moral standards are so corrupt that everything we do should be avoided, and that's true. If you, that's another thing, because the modern day black woman, the modern day black man, they look just like they're Israelites with an Edomite mindset. That's what they are. All the wickedness and evil that they do, that's not of Yahweh Shah. That's of this world. And who runs this world? Esau Edom. Esau basically taught our people how to be like him by putting them in the situations and creating that version of themselves to be like him. And our people, they have no excuses because this truth has came out. and they've had every opportunity to repent, just like we have. But that doesn't excuse the man who created this, the people, the nation who created this and who furthered this, who kept this going. Because like a lot of people will say, well, there was their forefathers that did all this, the harmful stuff in slavery. Well, the Edomites that you have today, they are continuing on what their ancestors have done. They have not done anything to try to stop it. They are furthering it in their own way. So, like it said, they think that our moral code, and this is how we think, that's of the hopeful elect. They think that our moral standards are so corrupt that everything we do should be avoided. They boast of having God, the Most High Yahweh Shai, for their father, and believe that when all is said and done, only the righteous will be happy, and that's true. But we'll see if that's true. Let's see what will happen when it's time for them to die. And we got Jacob's trouble on the way. Revelation chapter 2, verse 10, 3 and 10. But 2 and 10 says, that's Yahweh Shai saying some of us going to be cast into prison for a certain amount of time. It say 10 days, but just going into a certain amount of time. Yahweh Shai said, be faithful unto death. Be faithful even if it causes you to lose your life. And he will give us a crown of life. So the elect, they're going to stand firm. It says, verse 18, if the righteous really are the Most High's children, the Most High will save them from their enemies. So let's put them to the test. They did Yahweh Shai like this. They was taunting him, saying, if you really be the Son of God, save yourself, deliver yourself. You say you the Son of God, get yourself down, get yourself out of that situation. It's the same people, same mindset, And even our people was doing it. That's how you know this is the same thing going on all over again. Same people, same spirits. So let's put them to the test. We'll be cruel to them and torment them. Then we'll find out how calm and reasonable they are, and we'll find out just how much they can stand. We'll condemn them to a shameful death. After all, they say that the Most High will protect them. That is how evil people think, but they are wrong. They are blinded by their own wickedness. They have never known the Most High's secret, never hoped for the rewards of a holy and blameless life. When the Most High created us, he did not intend for us to die. He made us like himself. It was through the devil's jealousy, and the devil is going into the same spirit that's in these Edomites to this day, going all the way back to the serpent in the beginning. It said it was through the devil's jealousy that brought death into the world, and those who belong to the devil are the ones who will die. So now, and this is not talking about the spiritual demon Satan. The spiritual demon Satan is not jealous of the righteous, because he's a son of God too, just like the right-hand side is. He's a son of God too on the left-hand side. It's going into the very beginning. It's going into Cain and Abel too, because Cain was the first murderer. He was the first one to actually kill someone. So now let's go to Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5. Now, this is the regrets of the wicked. Now, that was the mindset of the wicked. Now, this is the regrets of the wicked. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1 in the GNT. It says, on that day, someone righteous, going into the elect, full of confidence, will stand before those who oppressed him and made light of his labors. They will be amazed to see him safe and will tremble with terrible fear. Right now, it was just saying, in chapter 2, they were just saying, let's see if the Lord will say. He say he the Son of God. He say God is his power, so we gonna see. But now it says they will be amazed to see him safe and will tremble with terrible fear. Then they will regret what they did, and groaning in anguish, they will say to each other, this is the one we made fun of. We thought he was a joke. What fools we were. We thought he was crazy to live the way he did, and when he died, we didn't honor him. Remember, they said they was going to condemn him to a shameful death? Just think about the disciples, the apostles. They were all, well, not all of them, but, they were crucified. John the Baptist was beheaded. Just think about all the things they done to our people. And then even in today's time, some brothers are going to face that same death. What is it? Revelations 20. I think 20:4. Those that would be headed for the gospel, for not conforming to Esau Edom's world, not taking the MOT to the B, and not bowing to the image. Same thing gonna happen. Shameful death. But like you said, we thought he was crazy to live the way he did. And they know how we live, and they know we're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our abilities. They know we're keeping the high holy days. They know we go out and preach on the street corners, teaching the words of Yahweh Shem Shai to our people. They know what we do. They watch the videos. They see. It says, and when he died, we didn't honor him. And now here he is, one of God's own children, with a place of his own among God's people. This is going into the elect. We were the ones who wandered off the right road. We never lived in the right light of righteousness. We never caught the first glimmer of his light. All our lives we wandered across unmarked deserts instead of following the road which the Lord wanted us to travel. And this lawlessness led us to ruin. This is why Esau Edom ultimately is going to have an end, because he is the most wicked of all the nations, and he is the one who was furthest away from the ways of Yahweh Shai. Like I said, and this lawlessness, the way they orchestrated their kingdom when they had the power to run the world in wickedness or righteousness, they did it in complete wickedness. And that lawlessness is what led them to the ruin that we are now about to witness. We were so proud of ourselves. We bragged about how rich we were. And now, what good has it done us? This is going to be for all the Edomites, not just the elite. The elite just at the very top. But this is going into their whole nation. All those things are gone now, and they have disappeared like a shadow. Like something you hear and then forget. Right. Like something you hear and then forget. It's gone. A ship sails across the waves of the ocean, but when it's gone, it leaves no trace. You cannot tell it was ever there. This is how it's going to be once Esau is taken out of power, and Yahweh Shai, along with the 144,000, reorchestrates the earth in righteousness. It's going to be like Esau never even ruled. It's going to be like the earth never even seen a point when it was at its worst. When it was at its worst, especially after the 1,000 years of slavery. Especially after 1,000 years, and this man his whole nation is eradicated off the earth. It's not going to seem like they ever even existed. And that's what they're saying. It says, a bird flies through the air, but leaves no sign that it has been there. It speeds along, riding through the thin air by the force of its wings, leaving behind no trace of his passing. Meaning, he's not going to have anything to honor himself when he's gone. His nation, they're not going to have anything honorable to say they did this. Even though they were destroyed, they did this. Everything they've done been complete wickedness. And there's no honor in that. An arrow splits the air when it is shot at a target, but at once the air closes up behind it and no one can tell where it passed. It is the same with us. We were born and then we ceased to be. We left no sign of virtue behind us. We were destroyed by our own wickedness. They left no sign of virtue. These Edomites have not done anything to be productive or beneficial to the earth. They haven't brought anything productive, beneficial, or extremely lawful to the earth. Everything they've done been destroying the earth and destroying the people in the earth. Everything. That's their nature. So once they're taken out of power, they won't have anything honorable to be proud about. They will have nothing to be proud about. Verse 14. What hope do wicked people have? Only the hope of straw blown about in the wind. The straw blown about in the wind, the thermonuclear missiles being destroyed. The hope of an ocean foam that disappeared disappears in the storm. Right, because the storm is going to wash that foam away. It's going to be like it never happened. The hope of smoke in the breeze. And what does wind do with smoke? It blow it away. It blows it away. All of these are references to the thermonuclear missiles that's going to wipe America away. And it's going to be like this place never even existed. It's going to be a great desert. And it's going to be like this was the landmass that it's been the whole time. Instead of it being an actual country where people lived at. It says their hope lasts no longer than our memory of a guest who stays one day and leaves the next. Right. It's just like, to put another example to it, like you go to a job and it's somebody from regional or something. They come down to visit just to see how the plant go. They only stay for, maybe like 4 hours and then they gone and you don't see them no more. And you can't even remember. And just imagine how many jobs you done been on where, somebody came from another country, not country, even country, but another state, another city came down just to visit, see how that particular plant or shop or store or whatever was going, and then they went on, and you don't even remember what they look like. You don't remember their name. You can't even remember if they were younger or older. That's the same thing. It says, but the righteous live on forever. The Lord will reward them. The Most High will protect them. He will give them royal splendor and a magnificent crown. He will shield them with his powerful arm. He will go out into the battle, determined to defeat his enemies, and use the creation itself as a weapon. Use the creation itself. That's Jeremiah chapter 51. Where the Lord said, thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. It's going into his people. It's going into the elect, the men. He said, we are the battle axe, and with the men, we gonna go through everything these nations gonna throw at us and be victorious, flawless victory. It says, righteousness will be his armor, genuine justice will be his helmet, holiness will be his invincible shield. He will sharpen his stern anger into a sword, and the forces of nature will join him in battle against those who are foolish enough to oppose him. Wow. Bolts of lightning will strike right on target, as if the Lord had made a bow out of the clouds and was shooting arrows. Hailstorms will beat down on his enemies with terrible force. The oceans and rivers will come rushing over them in a devastating flood. Great windstorms will blow them away like straw. Now, who can defeat someone who can control everything? They control the forces of nature. Like it said, they using clouds to come down and destroy Edomites. The clouds, lightning, the oceans, tornadoes, hurricanes. You can't fight against nature. You can't fight against the courses of nature that Yahweh Shah set up. Everything is in his control. How can you fight against that? And then who you gonna shoot at? What you gonna do? Nothing. These Edomites has no chance. And these other nations definitely have no chance. Lawlessness will be the ruin of the whole world. Evil actions will cause governments to fall. So this lets you know it's going to be every government. Yahweh Shah. And then to add insult to injury, Yahweh Shah coming back to do damage. Yahweh Shah and the heavenly host coming back to do damage. Along with the 144,000 going to be doing damage. Like, these nations have no chance. That's why I said in the beginning, it said, verse 2, they will be amazed to see him safe and will tremble with terrible fear. They have no chance, So, like it said, chapter 2, the thoughts of the wicked, and this is the regrets of the wicked, The Lord will. This was an edifying lesson and encouraging too. Encouraging to know that these Edomites, though it seems like they got the upper hand now, and they got the mindset of terrorizing Jake, they don't stand a chance to what's really coming. So, Lord will, this is edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of GMS that rule well. Peace, love, and salutations to all the brothers that they're pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. Shalom to the brothers, sisters, and children that they're keeping this word of sincerity and the truth. Until next time, shalom.